Dealing with anxiety DP thoughts. Since anxiety in DP is just a habit of thought, all you have to do is change that habit. I know it seems a lot easier said than done, but it can be done, and you're going to do it. We've already discussed much about the thought processes of anxiety DP, that it's the result of unfocused fear being reflected back onto the sufferer, that consciously trying to not think about it is pointless, etc. But let's address some of the feelings, the idea that depersonalization tends to generate, and see if we can't make some sense of them. For example, one specific feeling that these thought processes can generate is the idea that reality has somehow changed. And you may, in the past, have come to some very strange conclusions about the nature of the condition. I'm no stranger to this either. For a while, I actually entertained the nonsensical thought that I was in some sort of purgatory, that I'd somehow lost my soul. At one point, I began thinking that maybe I had already died, and that my consciousness was still floating around. Completely ridiculous notions. But in the context of the time and the fear I was feeling, I actually gave them some thought. You may also think that something truly dreadful is going to happen, like reality falling apart. Another common thought is that you are somehow just going to disappear altogether. But just remember this. These things have not happened and will not happen. I promise you that, 100%. And there are no exceptions. Look, I have been to the absolute depths of this condition. I've read thousands of personal accounts, and I still consider my own story to be up there among the worst in terms of what I experienced, the depression I felt, the thoughts I had, the breakdown of my body and nerves. And guess what? I came out of it completely unharmed. I can tell you right now that no matter how bad you feel, how horrific the thoughts become, that there is absolutely no permanent mental damage, and there is absolutely no permanent physical damage. Fact. Literally hundreds of thousands of people have had this condition before you, and none of them, not a single one, ever managed to change reality. It's all based on irrational fears created by nonsensical trains of thought. All that anxiety and depersonalization can ever do is make things seem more amplified, more threatening. But reality itself doesn't change. Even if you wanted it to, it couldn't change. All that's happening is that your mind is scared and jumpy at the moment and seeing danger everywhere, even in the normal philosophical thoughts that everyone has from time to time. I know it can be tough, but just remember that this state is entirely temporary and entirely reversible. You have not changed in any fundamental way. The world has not changed in any fundamental way. You have an anxiety-based condition that, yes, can be very scary at times, but is actually relatively mild. It's not even close to most other conditions in terms of the dangers associated with them. In fact, I think that may be one of the reasons that depersonalization is not recognized as much as it should be, because as scary as it can get, it's a non-progressive condition. It won't lead to anything worse, and believe it or not, the fact is that it is simply not that dangerous for the sufferer.